So I just finished reading Breach of Peace by Daniel B. Greene, and I really enjoyed it, and I want to talk about it. So all spoilers, full steam ahead. This story kind of takes place in this world where you have this city that there's kind of a power structure within the city where a godlike being known as the Almighty has come in and established their rule. And police officers are used to enforce the rules, but because everyone worships the Almighty, the police officers are seen with high regard, and citizens have great respect for the officers. The officers, in this case, with the opening scene, we find are investigating these murders because a family of 7 has been killed, as well as some servants. But the focus is on the family because the family is a well-established family within this community, within this city. Now, the Almighty has come in, set down this top-down order of rule, and there's a rebellion against the Almighty. And many people believe that who killed this family, which is Lord Pruitt and his family, they believe that it was the rebellion. Inspector Clidd, who has been assigned the case, she's at the scene, kind of working it, trying to understand what's going on, and 2 more inspectors who have been given the case are introduced here as well. And that's Inspector Samuel, who is Inspector Clidd's husband, and Inspector Chapman. And Chapman is just another investigator within the force. When they're going through piecing together this crime scene, they find this monster-looking body, like kind of this, it doesn't look human. And they're investigating it, trying to understand what this monstrous-looking thing is. And they find out that it's actually Lord Pruitt. That Lord Pruitt kind of looks like a monster. So the question becomes, how can he do that? Like, how can this man become this thing? So there's a little bit of a sci-fi element as well. Now, everyone kind of just assumes that it might be the rebels, but of course you need proof. So Inspector Chapman says he's going to go meet with an informant with the rebels, and by meeting with an informant, he can try and figure out what's going on. The story that Chapman gives Sam and Clidd doesn't really check out. So they're thinking together, trying to figure out why his story is off, and they realize that in order for his story to make semi-sense, Chapman can't be meeting an informant. Chapman is the informant. That someone within the rebellion, or that the rebellion has someone within the police force. So they go to confront Chapman about this. And Chapman, wanting to steer people away from the rebellion, but still understanding his role as a police officer and that these people were killed, he says that he's going to help them try and understand or to figure out this case, but he also needs their help. So together, Sam, Clidd, and Chapman, Sam and Clidd convince Captain Williams of the 7th Precinct to deploy officers to go to the Ministry of Defense, because Chapman believes that the threat comes from the Ministry of Defense, which is a department within the government that the Almighty set up. So within not just the police force or down low-level civilians, but within higher levels of government, there is a rebellion, or so it seems. When the police force is deployed to go and confront the Ministry of Defense, there's a firefight. Half of the police officers die. The whole of the officers that went to the Ministry of Defense are killed off. And the only 3 that remain are Chapman, Clidd, and Samuel. Samuel and Clidd are looking for Chapman because they can't find him. And they end up finding him in a room, in a laboratory with a doctor. And the doctor has injected him with a syringe because it's the Ministry of Defense that killed Lord Pruitt and his family. And they're looking to see what this serum does. They saw that the serum took over Lord Pruitt and he died. but they want to see what it does to Chapman. So Chapman, being very stubborn and very strong-willed, is able to fight the serum, and he's able to give Clyd and Sam a chance to get away, because there are still people coming after them. There are still officers that are above the police but below the Almighty who are going to come in and really enforce the rules where the police can't. Because these people here, they're not human. They're called chosen. And they've been chosen by the Almighty to implement his order. The chosen kills Chapman and kills Sam. With a string of luck, Clyd is able to get away, and she goes back to her precinct to tell Captain Williams everything that happens, but the chosen go to the precinct knowing that that's where Clyd is. The chosen kills Captain Williams. Again, Clyd is able to get away. Now she's lost, though, because she doesn't have a police force anymore, and she's lost her husband. So she's completely alone, and she knows that there are things happening within the Almighty's government that is not right. So she's going to go and look to see if she can get in on the rebellion, just to try to understand what's going on. And that's kind of where the story ends. We find out that Lord Pruitt as well, the reason he was killed is he was making some money moves, trying to sell steel at a lower price so him and his buddies can make a profit. And that doesn't fly in this world. There's no shady business that's allowed to happen. If so, the Almighty's going to get you. And that's kind of what happened here. But the story leads off, or ends off, with Clyd now wanting to go and learn more about the rebellion and learn more about what's happening in this world. And it really kind of springs things off in a way that for myself, I'm intrigued. I want to know. I have the other book. I'm going to get to it pretty soon because I want to learn more about this world. I want to know who the Almighty is. I want to know about this rebellion. I want to learn about the structure itself that the Almighty has set up. I want to learn what the rebellion's plan is. Is it just to overthrow and then chaos? Or do they have an order that they can bring to the city as well? And that's kind of where I'm at. And I really enjoyed it. And if you liked what I have to say about it, maybe give it a try. It's really good. Breach of Peace by Daniel B. Greene. Check it out.